Has Kamala Khan been officially designated as a mutant in the comics? Well, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they've rebranded her as a mutant in Ms. Marvel. But in preparation for her return in the Marvels, they're up to something intriguing involving Iman Vellani, who plays Ms. Marvel in the MCU, contributing to these comic storylines. But before I bring you up to date on the state of Kamala Khan in the comics, let's rewind a bit and recap what's been happening to her in the mainstream 616 universe, particularly her death. Yes, you heard that right, she died. Well, sort of. This event occurred at the end of May this year in issue number 26 of the 6th volume of her long-running comic series, which was relaunched in 2022. Kamala Khan, the beloved character with a dedicated fan base, met her end. If you want all the gritty details, you can delve into the entirety of issue 26 yourself. Kamala met her demise in the typical superhero fashion, saving a life and, of course, the universe. A villain from another dimension was targeting Mary Jane Watson and posed a universe-destroying threat if he succeeded. An epic showdown ensued, featuring Spider-Man, who's fighting off the villain summoning a colossal monster, and several other heroes joining the fray. The Fantastic Four, a reformed Norman Osborn in his Gold Goblin persona, and Ms. Marvel all pitched in to help Spider-Man while ensuring MJ's safety. Kamala Khan had been interning at Oscorp for half a year, possibly keeping an eye on Osborn to see if he'd revert to his Green Goblin tendencies. As Ms. Marvel whisked MJ to safety, they decided to split up to elude the relentless pursuer. Then, the comic threw a curveball, leading us to believe that the bad guy had caught up with MJ and fatally stabbed her through the chest. Except, it wasn't MJ, it was Kamala Khan, employing her shape-shifting abilities to masquerade as MJ and thwart the villain's nefarious scheme. Peter Parker had developed a closer bond with Kamala since she started her internship at Oscorp, where he also worked. Peter arrived on the scene just as Kamala was on her deathbed, and in their final moments, they revealed their secret superhero identities to each other. Kamala tragically passed away in Spider-Man's arms before completing her famous inspirational catchphrase, "Good is not a thing you are, it's a thing you..." What an emotionally charged ending. To make things more intriguing, this ending was leaked online 2 weeks ahead of schedule, prompting Marvel Comics to announce Kamala's death and indicate that her heroic legacy would be celebrated in other comic titled Fallen Friend, The Death of Ms. Marvel. The leak, combined with the narrative's twist, sparked controversy among comic enthusiasts and even those less familiar with the medium. It's worth noting that the artwork in The Amazing Spider-Man number 26, crafted by the legendary John Romita Jr., a personal favorite comic book artist, was absolutely stunning. Following Ms. Marvel's demise in May, we were treated to a special tribute to the character in July with Fallen Friend, The Death of Ms. Marvel, number 1, featuring contributions from some of the character's original creators returning to honor her memory. G. Willow Wilson penned a tale, while Adrian Alfona graced us with a stunning alternate cover. This issue encompasses various story arcs, commencing with a glimpse into the supporting characters of Ms. Marvel's world, such as her sister Nadia, her friends Bruno and Zoe, and her parents, who congregated in their mosque to commemorate the fallen hero, Ms. Marvel, and the innocent lives lost in the recent tragedy. Among these, there was Kamala Khan, who secretly harbored the identity of Ms. Marvel. Enter Logan, also known as Wolverine, who introduced himself to Kamala's father. Soon after, Red Dagger, a potential love interest for Kamala, made an appearance. Kamala's beloved hero, Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, entered the scene. Additionally, we witnessed the arrival of the Champions, a team of young heroes of which Ms. Marvel was a part. Notable Avengers like Captain America, Sam Wilson, Iron Man, Tony Stark, and Dr. Stephen Strange were also in attendance. Steve Rogers, Captain America, sought permission from Sheikh Abdullah to share a few words. Peter Parker arrived fashionably late, as is typical for him, just in time to introduce himself to Kamala's parents and express how Kamala was his hero. Iman Vellani, a close personal friend of Eric Voss, who portrayed Ms. Marvel, even paid a visit to Heroes World, a comic store in Ontario, Canada, where she grew up. She purchased her very first Ms. Marvel comic featuring this special issue with the exquisite Adrian Alfona cover. Now, with everyone up to speed on Kamala's recent adventures, let's delve into her upcoming rebirth and new series. Iman Vellani will co-write this series alongside Sabir Prasada, known for their work on Moon Knight and Ms. Marvel shows, as well as their contribution to the limited comic series tied to the Dark Web event. Even in the midst of the Spider-Verse showdown, Miguel O'Hara finds himself in agreement with her. And let's not even dive into the complexities of Doctor Strange and the young nerd from Earth 1999. Sana Amana, the editor, producer, and co-creator of the character, shared an intriguing tidbit during San Diego Comic-Con. She disclosed that Iman Vellani would casually stroll onto the set armed with the whirlwind of creative ideas, asserting that Vellani, in her words, possessed a more profound knowledge of Marvel Comics history than most. It was Amanat's brainchild to have Vellani try her hand at writing a comic. Naturally, Iman had her reservations, questioning whether anyone would grant her the opportunity. Sana assured her with a resounding yes. Sana has spoken about how it was their original intention to designate Ms. Marvel as a mutant, and now, in addition to her inhumane status, she is indeed one. Marvel's comic history has already witnessed mutant and human hybrids like Daisy Johnson, aka Quake, Luna Maximoff, the offspring of the mutant Quicksilver and the Inhuman Crystal, as well as Lunella Lafayette, known as Moon Girl. But the question remains, how is Kamala returning to life? If you've been following X-Men comics for some time, you may be aware that mutants have essentially mastered the art of resurrection using advanced technology and their extensive knowledge. These resurrection pods are located on the sentient island nation of Krakoa, itself a mutant entity. Any mutant who meets their demise can find new life on Krakoa. During the San Diego Comic-Con weekend, we received additional information about Ms. Marvel, the new Mutant 4-issue limited series. This included the full reveal of the covers for the first 3 issues, with Carlos Gomez and Adam Gorham handling the artwork for the series and Sarah Pacella creating the main covers. Kamala Khan not only returns but also embraces her role as an X-Men, donning a new X uniform designed by superstar artist Jamie McKelvey. Jamie McKelvey, known for redesigning Carol Danvers' costume when she became Captain Marvel, and Kamala's first iconic costume as Ms. Marvel, is an artist admired by Iman Vellani. In fact, co-writer Sabir Prasada expressed that working with Iman was a humbling experience as she possesses an extensive knowledge of comics, surpassing even his own. She effortlessly referenced specific comments that predate both of them, demonstrating her keen eye for effective page sequences as envisioned by artists. Her ability to cite various artists that she followed throughout the years left a lasting impression on him.